And on Inside Out today, we want to talk about our president, His Excellency Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He's the leader of this country. He is the one who is at the helm of affairs. He is the one who is spearheading the developmental agenda and the prosperity agenda of this country. He is supposed to defend and protect the Constitution. He's supposed to make sure that you and I have a nice and comfortable life, because he made all of those promises to us before he became president. What are the qualities of a good leader? Let's begin from there. Let's look at some of the qualities of a good leader. Humility, servitude, compassion, authenticity, consistency. All of these are qualities of a good leader, right? There are some more qualities of a good leader. Integrity, accountability, someone who empowers others. All of these are qualities of a good leader, right? And so our leader, His Excellency Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, should have some of these qualities. In fact, we've seen some of these qualities in His Excellency Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. You know, our leader, President Akufo-Addo, struggled to become president. He struggled to become president. He's had a presidential ambition for a very, very long time. And we all know the struggles that he went through, contesting with President Kufuor, coming to contest with Alan Chomanting and co, becoming the flag bearer, losing 2 elections. In fact, when he was struggling to become president and he wasn't being given the opportunity by Ghanaians, one of the attacks against President Akufo-Addo by their opponent, their main opponent, is that he was arrogant, he was self-centered, he was pompous, he was power-hungry, even though his opponents didn't have any evidence to the effect that President Akufo-Addo was all of these things. It seemed to work against President Akufo-Addo. So because of that, President Akufo-Addo lost 2 elections that he contested for. And after losing these 2 elections, he decided that he was going to change his posture, especially during the 2016 campaign. So we began to see an Akufo-Addo who seemed more down to earth, a man of the people, humility, and all of that. You can see that exhibited in some of these pictures when he was campaigning, eating kenke with people, walking in the rain and water. You'd see him eating kenke, you'd see him, drinking pure water, drinking calipo, and all of that. In fact, there was a point where his opponents were saying that he's going around begging for votes. And in all humility, President Akufo-Addo stood on a campaign platform and said that, well, his opponents are saying that he's begging for votes. What do they expect him to do? Let's listen to that. President Akufo-Addo talking about continuing to beg Ghanaians in all humility for them to give him a chance to lead the country. Just listen to President Akufo-Addo on this.
My penny go down to entrance. I mean, just on this side there, I will kind of fall. That's I remember me say, my penny no, can I make a boy away on Saturday? To be no Yamamo on the wall. Yamamo on the wall. I'm the same percent with the family, number the year, and you know, Papa be Mamma. That's an American Samuel. That's an American Samuel. That was so
Then candidate Akufo-Addo, now President Akufo-Addo, exhibiting that he will continue to beg Ghanaians to give him the opportunity. Fast forward after the 2016 elections, President Akufo-Addo won, right? And when he won, he swore an oath. Listen to the oath that President Akufo-Addo swore to the people of Ghana.
I, Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, having been elected to the high office of President of the Republic of Ghana,
having been elected to the high office of the President of the Republic of Ghana,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and true to the Republic of Ghana,
and true to the Republic of Ghana,
that I will at all times preserve,
that I will at all times preserve,
protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana,
and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana,
and that I dedicate myself to the service and the well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana,
and the welfare of the people of the Republic of Ghana,
and to do right to all manner of persons.
and to do right to all manner of persons.
I further solemnly swear that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana, and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God.
That's President Akufo-Addo taking the oath of office. He said he will do good to all manner of people, right? You listen to the words of the oath of office that he swore to be the father for the entire nation without any fear or favor. So during President Akufo-Addo's first term, he continued to thank Ghanaians for giving him the opportunity and having faith in him and having trust in him. He continued to appreciate Ghanaians for voting for him throughout the president's first term. He did this, right? And I want you to take note of the timelines of what I'm telling you. From when his opponents were saying he was arrogant and all of that, to when he said he will continue to beg, till swearing in, when in the oath of office he said he's going to do good to all manner of Ghanaians and all of that. Fast forward to the year 2020. After he was elected again, everything seemingly changed. There was a chief in the Volta region, in the Aflao area, who wanted to have an e-block in his area completed. And he made an appeal to the president, in fact to the education minister, that block should be completed. Listen to the Volta chief when he was speaking about the e-block which had been left abandoned and had not been completed. Listen.
After senior high education, primary to the senior high education, the next degree that my people have to do is to go to border and go and do Cairo. No school. The only school that we have again is the RC Senior High School that belongs to the Catholic Mission. It's now a minor seminary. So this thick population have no place to go. And people sit down in that big hall called Parliament without thinking of Aflao, a place after the Toma Harbour. The next revenue generation is from Aflao border. And I have to push the former president Mahama for that structure to be constructed over there. I have to be running from here to Accra, begging. Should we beg for education? No. Then something is happening. If we have to beg for education before our people can go to school, then I don't know what is called democracy at all. And look at the structure starting over there. 90% finished. 90%. Yes. Now the teams are having their full days again, going there, removing everything at will. Now, in the era of the MPP now, we have the free senior high education. And my people are not benefiting because the school is not here. I'm sure by next year, February, school new entrance will go to school. So your coming here is a redemption to the suffering people of Aflao. So redemption really to the suffering people of Aflao. That carry this message to the Minister of Education. That come February, I want this school to be open. Yes, February. First batch.
So that is the chief in Aflao saying that he's given an ultimatum. By the next 4 months, he wants the school to be completed. Now, President Akufo-Addo went for an interview on Peace FM with Kwame Sefakai and responded to this Aflao chief. Listen to President Akufo-Addo's response.
Let me just take one, Mr. President. The one in Aflao where the chief himself has complained. One flower patch say e-block no oba yenya hoshi. Inti my education minister up to February say oba yehu bibi. It's an say
minister alternator.
So abre.
I don't pay.
Inti obi sa no dey na obeka maybe out of frustration maybe okasa.
When be so as much as possible. I've given you these examples to let you see that, on the contrary, despite the propaganda, because one of the things that I suspect there's a deficit on our part is our ability to counter the propaganda. The propaganda takes over the reality of so many aspects of our national life. It's a pity, but we will continue.
So that's President Akufo-Addo's response to the Volta region chief's complaint about the E-block that had not been completed. And the Onkoye on the Bema Minister ultimatum. Then he went to the Ashanti region, Kumasi, and then he went to Otek FM. And the host asked him a question on behalf of the people of Kwabre, who say their roads are bad, and if he doesn't fix the roads, then they are not going to vote for him. Take a listen to that interview.
Oman for Kwabre, any manso, yenim se Kwabre for, who they share voting pattern. Omo to abadu pa de manana. Obviously, men can't yes. Obviously, men can't president. So, my point no say president anya ma wo mo a. Na se be yo mo ya pa na 2024 on be to abanetia NPP.
No problem.
You do it.
I'm saying people make those kind of threats. Me, they don't frighten me.
Okay.
Somebody votes for you, somebody supports you. It's because they want you to do things for them. So I understand that. There's no need for people to go to my say. Of course, mayor. And about decided to amend this. I was a man, will be a song in Timsu baby. And the important thing is that we have a responsibility. I understand the responsibility, and we will deal with it.
Fantastic.
Right.
Now, the last time I was now you're candidate. And
as president.
As president.
That's right.
Now, Mami B, Opewasempa, no send a question.
The people of Kwabre says their roads are bad. President, fix our roads, otherwise we won't vote. He says it doesn't frighten him. And these things, are things that he doesn't really bother his mind with, but of course he's going to fix the roads. Then fast forward, tragedy struck. The people in Volta region in the Mepe area were hit with disaster because there was a spillage of the Akosombo Dam, and this is a disaster which wasn't a natural disaster. It was caused by man deliberately, and they failed to take into account all the things that they need to do to make sure that people are not displaced, and they spilled the dam, and it caused this massive disaster where people were displaced. Right? Then the president, being a father for the nation, went to the Volta region to commiserate with the people, to assure them that all is going to be done to make sure that their livelihoods that have been lost are going to be restored and all of that, as every president should do. When the president got to Mepe, listen to what he told them.
When I took the oath of office as president, I took the oath of office as president of every single individual in Ghana, of all peoples in Ghana, all districts, and whether they voted for me or not, once I have taken the oath, I am the president of all the people. So Tobe, you and your elders, I want the people here you, beginning with you and the elders, to understand that when something like this happens and government acts, government is acting for Ghanaians, all Ghanaians. I came here because Ghanaians are having difficulties and are suffering, and it is my responsibility to try and help. Because if it's a question of counting who votes for me and who doesn't vote for me, I shouldn't be here, because you don't vote for me. But that is not my concern. And in any event, one day you will vote for me and my party.
President Akufo-Addo had Mepe in the Volta region, saying, he's there because he's the father of the nation, and rightly so. If it was left to people who vote for him, then he shouldn't be there. But he's there because he's the father of the nation, right? That's what the president said. And then, very recently, some chiefs who are family members of the late President Atta Mills went to pay a courtesy call on the president. They talked about President Atta Mills' autopsy report, among other things. And then the chiefs, because they are from the Ekumfi area, raised an issue about a lack of development in the area, a lack of development in the Ekumfi area. They are not seeing it. And the president, being the father for all nations, father for the entire nation, should be told so that he does something about the lack of development in Ekumfi. Listen to the president's response to them.
Atukujo. No, yeah, MP or the man be a minister or a deputy minister. You need to so when you say Namson so so be say bibi amamo Ekumfi na anko actually election for by no free all. And you know, can't be like a crime to your cousin, me, many cries of people. Man can't cry there. Yes, so the moment.
That's our president telling the people of Ekumfi that because they voted a member of parliament who was a member of his party out, who was also a deputy minister, because they voted him out of office, he decided that he was not going to mind them again. He's not going to develop Ekumfi. So whatever underdevelopment that Ekumfi is suffering, they should continue to suffer that underdevelopment because they didn't vote for him. Juxtapose that to the statement he made to the people of Mepe in the Volta region, which we know always votes for the NDC. He told them that they don't vote for him, but because he's the father of the entire nation, he's there so that he'll commiserate with them and make sure that their plight is alleviated. Now he's telling the people of Ekumfi and the chiefs of Ekumfi that because they didn't vote for him and they voted out his MP and his deputy minister, he decided that he wasn't going to bring any development there. If the president, His Excellency Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, can tell us this, then we need to be very careful as Ghanaians. Every time we are going to the polls to vote, we need to be very careful the kind of people that we elect. We need to be very careful about that, and we need to read in between the lines and listen very closely to what these politicians say on campaign platforms and juxtapose it to their attitude and their actions, and decide for ourselves whether or not these are the people we actually want to be at the helm of affairs. It's very interesting that now we are being told by our president that development in one area or another is hinged on whether or not that particular area voted for him or voted for their MP. In any case, the Ashanti region is one of the areas where the NPP gets a majority of their votes from. The NDC, in all the elections that we've had here in this country, has never won in the Ashanti region. The Ashanti region always votes massively for the NPP. But the people in the Ashanti region are complaining about a lack of development in the Ashanti region. Go to Kumasi and ask them. Roads are bad. The Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, that maternity block which was there, which was demolished to be reconstructed, is not being constructed. Go to the KJTR market and listen to some of the women who are there and how they are complaining about how filthy the place is and all of that, and certain lack of developmental projects. The Kumasi Central Market, that project has stalled. People are complaining about a lack of certain development, especially roads in the Ashanti region. But the Ashanti region voted for the NPP. So why is the president not sending all of those developments for the... In fact, why is the Ashanti region not heaven? Why is it not heaven for the people? If because you voted for the president, that is when he will bring you development. This is a very dangerous thing that the president has said. It is the most unpresidential thing I have ever heard in my life. And this is my personal opinion. The most unpresidential thing I've ever heard in my life. And as Ghanaians, this should send a message to us about what politicians want and what their interests are. When they want to get the power, they will come to you. I took you through the trajectory from when candidate Akufo-Addo wanted to be candidate, begging, taking the oath of office, continuing to thank Ghanaians. Fast forward to 2020, then we see a trajectory of change in the utterances of the president. What does that tell you? What does that tell you as a Ghanaian? We are going into the 2024 elections. Every single politician should be put under scrutiny by you. Former President John Mahama wants to come back. Look at all the things that he has done and some of the things that he has said before, and ask yourself, do I really want to bring President Mahama back? Ask yourself that question. Look at Dr. Bawumia and look at all the things that he has said and what he has done as a vice president. Ask yourself, do I really want Dr. Bawumia to continue as president after being vice president? Nana Kwame Bediako and the Alan Chebantings and the Kwabena Andrews and all the other parties. Ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself these questions. This is where I'll end the Inside Out segment. Thank you very much.